trouble in Japan?
I am the dark abyss. After all, I don't understand these jokes you tell anymore. Maybe one day I'll cut my hair and take a deep breath of this air. It's my cloudy, sunny day. Close my eyes, watch it all fade away. If you know where the blood's coming from, please let me know. I was never afraid until it was my time to go. It's my cloudy, sunny day. Close my eyes, watch it all fade away.
It's usually this week and it only does it on my phone. Yeah, it's just buttons. It's not my
Don't you worry if it all feels the same. Just keep trying, you will know when it changes. It's your cloudy, sunny day. Close your eyes, watch it all fade away.
Sense.
Yeah.
That was on purpose.
I know the audio works. I have to unmute it and mute it. I'm not used to that.
No sound. They had to let me get my bad jokes out before they turned the sound back on.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Get all of it out now. What was I gonna fucking just look for? Oh, I know what I was gonna look for. I'm gonna try something for the camera. Sorry for everybody who's here in the live stream. I am live trying to fix something. We're testing camera because this is the first time we've all been in the room in a long time.
Yeah.
So
What's it been, like a month and a half?
You know, who's counting?
Yeah, you know, apparently Dave.
I missed you guys greatly.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
This is the only time.
Okay,
we're
I missed
allowed-
I missed Adam. I missed Adam.
This is the only time
Bang.
we're allowed to see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it. This is the only time. Otherwise, don't leave your house.
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, I couldn't leave my house for at least a week
Yeah.
because I got COVID. Did you guys know people still get COVID?
COVID 24.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I got COVID. That was a shock.
Yeah.
A shock.
Did you know you had COVID, or did
Yeah.
somebody have to tell you that
Okay.
they had it and then you had to take a test?
No,
'cause
so
you didn't
here's
realize it.
So here's what happened. So
How bad?
Nobody
How bad was
tells
it?
anybody
Well,
that's true.
except you.
No,
you told
that's-
me.
I did tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell your story of how you figured it out.
I told you because you're like one of the only people that I see who would maybe give a shit.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
would
yeah,
give
yeah.
a shit. Yeah.
So so I had a scratch in my throat, whatever, not a big deal.
Sure.
I moved past it, took some medicine, and kind of eased like some of it up a little bit. And then I like it didn't go away for like a solid like 48 hours. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a test because this is weird. I still had energy. I was cleaning the house. I was working out.
You
I
had
was doing-
allergies.
Yeah.
but,
It's,
you know.
it's whatever. Who cares? So I take a test. For those, you guys have taken like at-home tests.
Many.
Plenty of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know when you do the drip, Dave. I know. I bet you're like this. Adam. I don't know if you like this, but when you do the drips, do you like just watch it go up? You're like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
And if you can see a faint line, then I'm like, all right, I'm fine. Like,
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the
When it gets to
faint.
that point.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
and I'm like,
yes.
I don't see another one. I'm fine. I'm gonna leave a few minutes, and then like I'll
come
back and look
then
at it.
yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
So I watch it go up, and then I've turned my timer on.
Yeah.
Once it hits the top thing, I'm like, I'm not back for 15 minutes.
Oh, I circle it. I'm like a fucking like
Like a
hawk.
dog. Yeah.
I'm
like a vulture.
Yeah. Like a vulture. Like.
Oh my god.
What is it? Now this time I couldn't do that.
You're just choosing stress.
Yeah, I am. Because this time I couldn't do that because I watched it go up as soon as it hit like the COVID line. It was the most solid fucking line I've ever seen on that test. I was like, I have super COVID. Like that.
Sparks started shooting out of your
It's
COVID
a stronger
test.
line than the test line.
It was a stronger line. I was like,
Because the test lines like fade over time. So
Yeah.
I did a test, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and it was like, it's an old test, but they said they're fine. I don't understand it. But
The Old Testament.
we'll go if it's fine.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's a really thin line on the test. I'm like, all right, that's good. But I'm like, I wonder if the actual like your test line would be worse, or you wouldn't be able to see it now because it's old. But apparently not. Like, it'd be very clear.
so it was like my yeah. It was bizarre. Like
It was
it's
fucking glowing.
It was like this is the thickest, and I was like, "What does that mean? Like, does that mean I had to take test again? Is that a weird reaction with the test?" And it was like when I looked it up, it was like, "No, it just means that your immune system is literally like fighting for its life right now." And I'm like, "I feel fine."
Wow.
Like, thanks immune system, because you're doing your job. Like, aside
Wow.
from the fact that I have COVID, so
had.
yeah, had COVID. Yeah. So I was out for a week with that, and that was super fun. But that was only 1 week of like we just took a break from the show. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do this every year.
We do this every year.
It's the holiday party happens. We have a long hangover, and then the Grammys happen.
Yeah.
exactly,
a month-long
yeah.
hangover.
Yeah. The Grammys happen or the Super Bowl happen, whichever one happens first each year. Then we talk about
That's true.
whichever. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I didn't know the Super Bowl didn't happen until the other day
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
It's on. It's.
I thought
on
it was always
Sunday.
the first Sunday of February, so I was like, I thought I missed it, and it just already happened this year.
Nope. It's this
But
coming
yeah,
Sunday.
it's in a couple days.
It's
Yeah.
so funny. This is actually music related. I don't have this like prepared, but since we're on it, do you guys know how much screen time Taylor Swift averages per like game per Kansas City Chiefs game?
I assume it's a smaller number than everybody makes it out to be.
That it is.
Is it like?
Do you know how much? If you had to guess, how much is like
I
celebrity?
would totally be guessing.
So like a celebrity that's at like Eminem is a huge Detroit Lions fan.
Yes.
So the Lions were potentially going to be one of the Super Bowl teams.
Uh-huh.
So everyone was all about watching Eminem at the Lions games. So if you were to guess how much screen time any celebrity gets at any during any game, like on ESPN or whatever channel it's on, how much time do you think they get?
I'll guess 10 seconds.
Okay, that's pretty low, but that you're
I was
in
gonna say,
the right.
over the course of the game, like I don't know, like 2 minutes.
You're in the right ballpark. It's Taylor Swift averages 34 seconds per game.
Okay.
Okay.
And people are shitting their fucking brains
Yeah.
people are like, Taylor Swift is ruining football.
Grown adult men, usually
Yeah.
white, are
Yeah.
the ones who are like freaking out about this. Like she's ruining their favorite show that they
She
watch.
averages 34 seconds per game.
You could miss that if you like are just walking around your house.
Yeah.
But they're also the same people that try to convince their wives that 34 seconds is a long time.
True. That's a good point. That is a really 34 seconds seems like a fucking
It's
lifetime.
a long time, honey.
Yeah. It's so wild to me when I heard that. I was like, man, 34 seconds. That's like not very long at all for people to be so fucking pissed.
No, yeah. When
about
people started
it.
getting mad about that, I assumed it was like, oh, they're like just like
They
the
won't leave
crowd
her
shots are
alone.
just her.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
no other crowd there for them to film, and I'm like, that'd be a weird choice. There's no way that's true, and obviously it's not. But
Yeah. Super interesting thing. And also, I'm sure, did you guys see the whole the people figuring out if Taylor Swift can make it to the Super Bowl?
No.
I did see that. Yeah,
Yeah, because she's in Japan right now.
started the international part
Yeah,
of the tour.
started that, and so she's in Japan. So she will be there for a certain amount. Like, so she has a show.
Yeah, it's something like I think 3 or 4 days.
Yeah,
in Japan.
But she has a show on
And
the
then
10th.
there's a break.
Yes, but there's a show on the 10th. The Super Bowl's the 11th. I believe that's right.
Sure.
I believe
I thought it was last week, but yeah,
I believe
we'll
the
go with that.
Super Bowl's this Sunday. I believe this Sunday is the 11th. You can check me on that.
Sunday is the 11th.
Okay,
yeah.
so she has a show on the 10th
So
in Japan.
like the U.S. tour, I believe it's all like weekday shows, and
Yeah.
then weekends she doesn't have a show.
She gets weekends off.
But she does. But she has a show this Saturday. She does have a show on Saturday
Sure, but
in Japan.
yeah,
But
they kept adding dates.
yeah. But everyone's doing the math because of the time difference. If she can make it to the Super Bowl in time, so in fact, Taylor Swift can indeed make it to the Super Bowl in time because of the time difference. She can get on a plane as soon as she's done and make it in time for the Super Bowl.
If only she had a plane.
If only she had multiple planes.
Well, and here's the
That
other
are-
fun. Now, I did actually want to talk about this.
multiple planes that are also being tracked by
Did
the
you
jet tracker
see
guy.
that she's suing that
She's
guy?
her
Yeah.
legal team.
No, she.
Do you think it's her that was like, "Well, I'll sue you.
I think they run that past her.
I'll sue this place."
I don't know where
Yeah.
it went.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I'll sue this place.
Yeah.
I would assume they run that past her.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's like an image thing that they would be like, hey,
Yeah.
like this is a bad image. Do you want? And like she's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
like,
of course. Sue the
yeah.
person. Yeah.
No.
I'm not changing anything about what I do. Not going to do that. Just bury it.
Do you know the big carbon footprint, big number, good number? I should have that.
I
That's
should
good.
have that. I like all the big
Are
numbers.
supposed to be
Yeah.
big. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Big money, big carbon footprint.
Yeah.
More planes.
I think it's hilarious that she is suing that guy.
Violet Grohl, Dave Grohl's daughter, got caught up in some drama with that. Did
oh,
you
really?
see that?
No, I did not see
no.
that.
She posted on Twitter, "Why can't Taylor just drive more?" And the Swifties in full force were
Dude.
giving her death threats.
Swifties
That's
do that
great.
shit. It's
Yeah.
so
I mean,
it's,
especially imagine like she's got a famous father.
Oh yeah.
Like he doesn't. He might have a plane for all we know. But I don't think
Oh,
he has
now
a
look,
plane.
We're back to regular
It's just a
podcasting.
normal podcast now. Like Dave Grohl doesn't have a plane.
No, he has a private
She
plane.
doesn't think that's normal.
No.
Like,
But at the
that's
same
a whole
time-
other level from being like, oh, my dad is super fucking famous,
Yes.
but we don't have a plane and he still drives a car.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like it's
Yeah.
that says so much about Taylor Swift and everybody else with private jets. Is like you guys are so disconnected from also other famous people
Yeah.
because they still have cars and like they still drive places.
Yeah,
I'm sure
but
Dave Grohl takes road trips.
Dave Grohl has a private jet.
He has access to one probably.
I'm sure you don't think he owns one?
I would think he doesn't own one.
The problem is not man.
I would think he doesn't need to be anywhere at a moment's notice like that, or doesn't feel like he needs.
doesn't
to.
feel like it.
Yeah.
They have had the Foo Fighters had moments where they were playing a stadium show and SNL needed them to fill in last minute. They took a helicopter
Yeah,
from
but
the show
SNL
to
has a
SNL.
plane, so
Sure. Yeah. The problem is not so much owning a plane and using it, because I do think that when you're at a certain level of fame, it's not safe for
Yeah,
you
it's
to
a
get
security
on an
thing.
airplane.
Yeah.
It's a security issue. You know, Michael Jackson's, maybe Taylor Swift currently is at that level.
Definitely. Yeah.
The problem is that apparently Taylor Swift is taking her airplane on a whim for anything.
Yeah.
And that's
Not
like,
like 15 miles.
yeah.
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 she uses it a lot for her friends and family too.
Yes.
And, yeah, because she has multiple. Loan them out to your friends.
Yeah.
So.
I, since we've been gone, watched the Hulu reboot of The Kardashians. Not a horrible show, but it's hard to watch.
Okay, I don't
Bring
know
it
why
up.
you would do that.
I bring it up. I bring it up to say that most of the Kardashian daughters have private jets.
Yeah.
And are like also doing the same kind of thing that Taylor's doing.
Taking trips that at least should be a helicopter.
They go to Vegas from LA for
Yeah.
a night
Yeah.
and then fly back after an Usher concert, for example.
That's just a general rich person thing. Yeah.
That is insane to
if
me.
you've ever flown to Vegas, like as a normal person on a normal plane, your flight will probably be delayed leaving because there are always so many private jets there,
Oh, that makes so much sense.
and it's a small airport, so
Yeah.
like it's not set up for that.
The Vegas airport
Yeah,
is a small airport?
relatively small. Yeah,
Strange.
I mean it's not as big as you would think it would be for Vegas being a destination, and then the problem is all those people with private jets are leaving on Sunday morning or whatever.
Whenever the fuck they want.
Right,
On
but,
a
like,
whim.
They're leaving and they get priority because they're private jets. So
Wow.
or they pay more to be able to leave earlier. I don't know how that works.
So the audio is still working.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just the video.
Yeah.
Ian, let us know if the audio is still working.
It looks like it is.
I think he would have said something.
Maybe. Now he's
see
watching
it.
in the dark. Don't worry, watchers. People watching. You're not blind.
We figured it out.
I didn't do anything.
Haven't
I haven't
lost your
lost your sight.
It's okay.
I didn't-
There's no
SD card.
And no battery.
Guys, we're fucked. Time of death. Now.
Oh, it's
like showing the whole like. Oh, okay. I get it.
They're seeing how the sausage
is made. Oh, fuck. Lights, camera, action, bitch!
Anyway.
So,
Taylor
Taylor Swift suing people.
Well, I do want to point out
it's
it's the same person who Elon sued.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, right. Also, that too.
already
Yeah.
sued.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yeah.
it didn't go
Go
anywhere
anywhere
good
good
in
in
court
court
for
for
Elon.
Elon.
Yeah.
He ended up
It's
making
public record.
he ended up making an
agreement
agreement
with
with
this
this
kid
kid
who was
who was
16,
16.
who was
Yeah.
figured this stuff out and like made a bot that posts Twitter and all this. Obviously smart. He was smart enough to take the deal with Elon and be like, oh, you're going to give me like, who knows, $1 million to not post your location in real time. So he does a 24-hour delayed version of Elon.
Yeah.
Which is like,
He still gets to know where he's going. There's not this
supposed
security concern that Elon raised was like, oh, people will know where I'm going, and then they can like assassinate me or whatever. Nobody's doing that.
Oh, you just wish.
But maybe
Maybe
that's
that's what happens with the
Ian
Taylor
said
Swift.
there's an echo.
Oh.
Oh, I know why.
We're using the wrong mic.
It's using two mics.
I was using the GoPro
Easily.
and the
Easily.
Yeah.
Solved
Okay.
easily. Not a problem. So she also recently came under fire because of some AI
which
art.
reason?
Well, this is not her.
Okay.
Like the
Okay.
she. Like
I thought
she's a part of
you were
this.
just going to jump
No,
right
no.
into all the
No.
stuff at the Grammys.
She came into fire because of some AI deepfake art that was going around Twitter that was basically like her nude in not great things. That
Yeah.
was like AI porn, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
you were trying to to skirt around it.
I
Nude and
could've-
not good
could've-
things.
Could have said way worse.
It was AI porn.
Did you guys see any of it?
No.
Well, do you ever look at Twitter?
Do you
Adam?
ever look at
yes,
porn,
I
Adam?
Yes, I do look at Twitter, and that was all over their For You page for everybody for
Yeah.
a couple days.
Okay, so
So you would just be scrolling, you'd see the normal like tweets from white supremacists, and then
Yeah.
like the dick pill ads, and then you'd see this.
So Dave?
That's
Do you
what
ever
Twitter has
scroll
degraded
Twitter?
to.
No. I recently got on Threads.
The way that a lot of Twitter works now, or X works, is that a lot of
X.
people pay to have their shit higher in the algorithm. So, like for example, if you saw a Twitter thread of something that you're interested in, you click it. 9 times out of 10, one of the top 2 to 3 comments is probably naked people, because people like sex
Gotta
workers
get Twitter back.
are paying to have like their OnlyFans ads like high up on like
People's like the comment section of people's posts.
yeah.
Every post
Everything.
is just all shit to be sold to single white men, basically.
Yeah.
Elon.
So
it is amazing how far that website has fallen.
so the Taylor Swift deepfake stuff got really far on that, and she luckily being in a position of power was able to like stop it.
To say being famous.
Yeah, because there's a lot of famous people that happens to, but they still can't stop it. But she is who she is.
Right.
That she was able to.
Well,
to,
the solution though was Twitter just banned anyone who posted the word Taylor Swift.
yeah.
Because Swifties were trying to drown it out with like posting like album covers and stuff, and like that was a good solution for beating Twitter's bullshit algorithm stuff. But then they just blocked everything. And it was like, well, that's not a solution. How about you figure out how to stop this from happening? You guys are supposedly like really smart people, like doing technology stuff with AI. Like you should be able to figure this out.
Yeah.
The worst part is that someone who's that powerful can have their fake AI generated nudes wiped from the internet, presumably, or at least X, formerly known as Twitter. But people who legitimately have their real life nude pictures stolen from them are not afforded that same.
Twitter's not helping anybody who's not
the biggest
more famous than Elon.
The biggest issue is that a lot of smaller content creators, this has happened to. Like a lot of smaller, like female content creators, this kind of thing has happened to them, and they some of them are happy that it happened. Like not happy that it happened to Taylor, but that it happened in a way where people could see it really publicly. Be like, yeah, this happens to people. Like this happens all the fucking time.
Right.
And so that was a positive thing, and hopefully this lawsuit can actually lead to potential legislation that can help, because like there are people who are supposedly working on trying to prevent like AI porn from existing, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a crazy thing. The other crazy thing that happened on X that's music related this week, that was a leak. Did you guys see this?
I don't know.
I don't know where this is going.
It was a leak from a really famous musician. I really hope someone is listening right now or watching and is like, I know what you're going to talk about, because I'm so excited about this. And I'm just, it hurts me you guys haven't seen this.
Well, okay. No, I don't know what you're talking about. But before we get too far away from the Super Bowl, I just want to say one more thing about it.
Yeah.
I saw somebody say, bro, like he was like a podcast. I don't know if the validity of it at all. But he was like, bro, I found the script for the Super Bowl. And he predicted he said it's going to be the Chiefs this much, whatever this much. They're going to win, and then Travis is going to propose to Taylor.
Yeah, but everyone who...
and then she's going to endorse Joe Biden, because that's the whole theory.
But I don't think she
Like,
is. Well, she might.
Legitimately, that's the theory.
Over
that these
Donald Trump?
QAnon
Yeah.
No,
people
she won't endorse anybody.
Oh.
Is what a lot of Swifties are guessing.
But the conspiracy theory goes like the Super Bowl is scripted so they can hype up this moment for the election as if that's the only thing that matters.
But for all the Super Bowl script people, they also guessed that the Super Bowl script would be two different teams in the Super Bowl this year that were different teams.
Oh, okay.
So far this year, everyone who's guessed the script has been wrong. Not to say that won't happen, but the script was originally guessed to be a different thing this year, and it wasn't that.
Man, I miss so much of the internet that I bring this thing up that I've seen one video on, and you guys are like, well, actually, asshole, there's like even my fucking brother in the comments, like, yeah, I've seen 3 of those so far. You're behind the times.
So you're not seeing what QAnon's talking about.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you got to get back on cue, dude.
I have like the get back on there, yeah.
Okay, so this is such an unimportant leak, but it is absolutely hysterical. There was a Drake leak. Okay, now I say that and you're like, oh yeah, who gives a shit about that?
Well, it's better than an R. Kelly leak.
Well, it is.
That was a he
Drake
pees
leak-
on people joke.
Well, the Drake leak
We got it.
was hold on.
Dude, you're rusty.
You're so slow.
Hey, shut the fuck up. The Drake leak was this.
Nice.
It was
was
Drake's
his pee-pee.
cock. And man, does he have a hog.
Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy. I was like, I wasn't looking for it. It was just, again,
I'm gonna look for it right
on
now.
Front
X.
page of
It's just
Twitter.
on
Yeah.
X. It's just on Twitter. Like it's just there. And man, that he is working with something. And it was so interesting because it leaked, and like people were like, that looks like Drake. And he actually called like a really big streamer live on a stream and confirmed that it was him, and then has now been making like jokes about it on Instagram.
Holy Moses.
Did you find it already?
Oh my God. Oh man.
Did you see him like just like fucking throwing it around?
No, I didn't see that. I saw a
Oh,
still image,
yeah,
but
yeah.
but I mean his hand's down here and the rest of it's up there.
The video
He
is him
is
just fucking throwing it around.
hung.
Yeah, he's got a
Horses
hog.
look at him and go, Jesus.
Yeah, it's wild.
Wow.
Dude, that man is, yeah.
Yeah, can we put it on the screen? No.
That's for Patreon.
Sorry, yeah, there's not enough room. We'll have to
there's
block
not.
my entire
you
shot.
would be fully out.
Fully
Honestly,
covered by Drake's penis.
Dude, it's crazy.
That is not what I expected this I didn't expect this to
I
go
was
there.
today. I was like, what are some other things we could talk about that are some kind of light, fun things to kind of get us back in?
I know.
Well,
Drake's penis.
Dude, it just happened, and it's hilarious.
Just open Twitter to find what's going on, and
Seriously, yeah.
Wow.
I like there is like people are like basically taking like long tubes and they're just like the Drake leak and they're just like throwing that around.
I thought Twitter had a character limit.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is big enough that it exceeds the limit
It is
of a
wild.
Twitter post.
For those who are not driving and are interested, it clearly didn't take Dave long to find the leak. So I if you're
say
interested,
that hasn't been scrubbed from the internet.
I don't know if that's part of the script either, but
I think it takes him long to take a leak.
it takes
I
him
mean,
long. Yeah.
The distance that urine has to travel
Yeah,
is crazy.
It's wild. It's wild. So that's all the light stuff I've got for us to kind of get us into the Grammys.
It's all downhill.
So now let's talk about the Dave. You actually watched the Grammys, right?
I watched the ending. Like
Oh, okay.
How many hours?
Maybe
many
an hour.
hours? Okay.
Maybe an hour.
Okay.
That's not too bad. I thought you were gonna say like 2 or 3.
I would have watched the whole thing, but I was busy.
Yeah. I would have watched the whole thing, but I didn't want to do anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
it's
never
so
even considered
long.
watching
Yeah.
it.
It
It's
starts
very
at like
long.
3 or 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, because they do the not the nice awards or the not good
The not important
whatever
ones.
whatever they
Yeah.
decide to not like televise for real.
The ones
Right.
that will hurt their viewership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like still
presumably.
cool. I mean, Foo Fighters didn't win,
Great.
but like, you know,
Okay, so do we want to jump
that
right
happened.
into that?
I just mean that happened at that time. Like that's how you know that's how they pick those categories.
I think it'd be important for us as a as a podcast that largely listens to like rock and indie and that kind of stuff. Largely, I would say we're closer to rock and
Yeah.
metal
Yeah.
than in most things.
We're getting old enough to start listening to like yacht rock and dad rock.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what we listen to is just dad rock,
It's-
right?
Yeah, it's becoming dad rock.
So I was in a Discord call on Sunday playing some video games, and the Grammys were happening, and so the discussion of who won Best Rock Album became a point of contention at the time. And so for those who don't know, Paramore won Best Rock Album for This Is Why. A lot of people in my friend group are very upset about that because they wanted either Foo Fighters or Queens of Stone Age to win. What are the takes of the group? What do you guys feel about this choice here?
I mean, I think it's fine. I don't think there's any like weird thing about so and so should have won. I don't think there's any chance Queens of Stone Age was going to win. So,
Fuck
like,
no.
If you think
You said the same thing.
kind
I
of
do
delusional.
not know. Yeah.
I
Not to
think
say it was a
the
bad
is-
album.
No, the
No, it was
album's
a
really
great
good,
album.
Yeah.
but it's not going to win.
No.
Don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like out of the options there, like obviously the one that won makes sense.
Yeah.
And Foo Fighters because of what that album is.
As a refresher, the other two options were
it Boy
Metallica
Genius?
and Greta Van Fleet.
Oh,
this
Gre-
is this is for rock album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for-
not performance.
Not performance, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Boy Genius won performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which we'll get to that in a little bit. But for rock album, the options were Paramore, Queens of the Stone Age, Metallica, Greta Van Fleet, and Foo Fighters. And so I kind of jumped on a friend when he said, well, at least it wasn't Greta Van Fleet. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Bad
No,
take.
yeah.
Horrible take. At least say it wasn't Metallica. Like
Yes.
that's a much better take.
Yeah,
Like
that's the bottom, and then Greta Van Fleet.
But even like the Greta Van Fleet is like this weird like low hanging fruit of like at least it wasn't Greta Van
Oh, yeah,
Fleet that's
bold
copying
take.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, if they made enough of a rock, like a good enough album,
yeah,
I could easily see them winning because
Yeah.
there is an argument that Greta Van Fleet is more rock and roll sounding
yeah,
than Paramore.
yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah.
people don't associate Paramore with rock and roll.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
And so I
But
think that's
it
why
is
there was
where it's
surprise.
entered, you know,
It's- yeah, of course.
It
Where
works.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
put it in alternative rock
Yeah.
or I don't know, but not indie rock, but
before I give too much of a take about it, it is cool that it was the first female led group to win Best Rock Album.
that's surprising to
A
me.
little
Yeah.
depressing that that's the case, but yeah.
Still
I
cool.
would have thought Blondie or Joan Jett
Yeah.
or
Still very cool.
yeah.
But I'm gonna like I'm gonna as a Foo Fighters and Queens fan say that I would have loved to see Foos win, but
Yes.
but the album was not a Grammy award winning album.
Yeah.
The Paramore album, This Is Why, is like if you look at their discography and then you look at this album in many ways, not to like kind of overstate it, it changed the game for Paramore in a lot of
Yes.
ways. they really kind of set a new precedent for themselves with this
Yeah.
record.
They really settled into their sound because After Laughter was such a huge change.
Yeah.
They finally, I feel like, and we've talked about this on the show, I feel like they finally balanced the pop punk sound with like their indie experimental pop sound.
Yeah, whatever the pop is versus the like what they've really found a way to not just be a pop punk band,
Yeah.
but they're a pop and a punk band,
Yeah.
right? It's not not the cliched genre of pop punk, but two separate entities, right?
And it's very artistically done.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, the album like flows like what would be a Grammy award-winning album in my mind. Whereas like I listened to, we talked about this on our end of year episode, but I listened to the Foo Fighters album again to kind of decide if it was my album of the year, and my biggest issue was that like I felt like the album as a whole just wasn't like there were so many amazing moments, but it just wasn't the perfect album for
Yeah.
me.
It's
right?
it's not very cohesive.
Sure, yeah.
Which is not to say any that's bad. It's just that there are like, it feels like there are like 2 or 3 different albums in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So lyrically, it's cohesive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it deals with a lot of the same subject matter in terms of Taylor and his mother's passing.
But he also was going out and exploring a lot of different musical ideas and musical genres on this album, trying new things. So, but Paramore has already done that and kind of found their way into This Is Why being like a really strong like thing for them. So I think that like that's one of the best choices they could have made for best rock album.
Yeah.
I do think that there's an argument to be made for we're getting close to so many genres are melding together that we're getting close to the idea of best rock album meaning nothing.
Yeah.
Because what is considered rock?
I mean, that's why the Academy exists, right? That's
Yeah.
why that's why the people that's why the voters of the Grammys exist, so they can decide these are the people, because you could submit an obviously not rock album to be voted on, and then
Right.
they can just listen to it and go, oh, that's not rock, right?
Yeah.
But like you're right. It's a really thin line.
Yeah.
Like how do you cross that? What is gonna be like considered rock, right? So like you're looking at like best alternative music performance. Paramore also won for that,
Right.
But they're up against like such different material.
So who do you have who
Yeah,
they were up against?
They were
there?
up against Lana Del Rey, Boy Genius, Arctic Monkeys, and Always. And that's such a difference. Of
Yeah.
groups.
What is
Yeah.
the Lana Del Rey song that's in that category for alternative rock?
For alternative music?
Oh, okay.
So
Which feels like just a catch-all name. I know it's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
but that's how that
It's
is
other
not a
rock.
very descriptive word.
Yeah.
Other rock.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then you look at best alternative music album. Again, it's not alternative rock, it's alternative music album, and that goes to Boy Genius.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean it is, and Paramore wasn't even on this list.
Right.
So it is a strange thing, because you can have like, and Metallica is a great example of this too, because Metallica exists in all the rock stuff as well as all the metal stuff.
Yeah.
So-
That should be a line in the
You should
sand.
have to pick the genre you're going into for
His-
all categories.
In the history books, Metallica will be known as a metal band.
It's in their fucking name.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
Yeah.
Metallica. Like,
Yeah.
like what am I like? What? Although it was, I'm upset they won. We knew they were gonna win. I'm upset they won though. They did win best metal performance, but I wanted Spirit Box to win. I know they weren't gonna win.
And Courtney, is that her name? The lead singer of
Yeah.
Spirit Box.
Courtney Grant.
She had a pretty funny tweet about it.
Okay, but did you see that was a fake? That was a lie.
Oh,
Okay, so
I know nothing about the internet.
no.
This is what we're
Dave's sitting
learning.
here looking at like 2-week-old Twitter.
Oh my god,
I saved this. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
it was funny though.
It was.
If it was true.
I read it and I was like, man, go off if that's like
Mm-hmm.
if that's actually okay. So this article is Spirit Box's Courtney LaPlante wants you to know she did not call Metallica old and uninteresting. A Twitter page called Discog Discourse. They've since deleted this tweet, I believe, because Courtney like outed them for this. So Courtney LaPlante on Spirit Box lost at the Grammys. Quote, I'm happy for Metallica. Who knows, maybe when we're 80, we'll also be able to put out uninteresting metal music and win Grammys for it. And everyone shared it and was like, Courtney is so real for this. Like,
Because I know nothing about her outside of the fact that she sings for that band, so I don't know what kind of sense of humor she has.
and she retweeted that and was like, just to make it clear, I did not say that, and it's an incredible honor to be even close to Metallica. Like we got to get all dressed up and go to the Grammys. I'm just
Exactly.
happy about that.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it's so funny because I saw them get all dressed up, and this is only funny because I'm a huge Between the Buried and Me fan. But I was reminded they were Grammy nominated like years ago, and they got all dressed up and had to like go. I'm like, that's so. I love metal musicians getting dressed up and going to the Grammys. That is so much fun to me. Yeah, Metallica. Okay, so should there be a line in the sand for metal versus rock?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, so Metallica shouldn't be in both categories.
No.
As goofy as it is, how many categories that there are at the Grammys, they should have more.
They should
Like,
have
there should be more descriptive
Yeah.
genre names.
Descriptive.
descriptive.
Yeah.
That's a
Right,
good
and
word.
if that means there are more, that's fine.
Okay,
Best
so
rock metal.
love this.
Well, don't do that. But
Best rock performance went to Boy Genius,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who Boy Genius was up against for this?
No.
Arctic Monkeys?
Metallica, Foo Fighters, Black Pumas, and Arctic Monkeys. How different are all those bands?
Yeah, and what the hell are Black Pumas doing in there?
They released their album for the 5th time.
Yeah.
Okay, so isn't that crazy that
Say that again. It's Boy Genius,
Boy
Metallica,
Genius, Metallica,
Black
Foo
Pumas,
Fighters,
Foo
Black
Fighters.
Pumas, Arctic Monkeys.
Oh wow.
Like
I can tie two of those together.
I could tie. I you know what? If we really tried, I could tie all of them together except for Metallica. If we really tried, but why the fuck is Metallica against Boy Genius in anything?
Yeah.
Why are they on the same? Why are they on the same anything except for like best album?
Yeah.
Honestly, this just sounds like Metallica is, or whoever they pay to do this is really good at campaigning.
yeah.
Well, and there was a clip from which you guys have probably seen, and I'm probably wrong about it, but there was a clip from the CEO of the Grammys explaining how they pick like who gets voted for and like how they choose winners. Right? Am I right?
I didn't see that one.
Okay, good. Fuck. He's
But you're
like,
probably wrong about it.
well, probably.
Well, but I did see a different clip.
I
that
did
was-
see a different. Well, actually, Dave.
Actually,
But he said that he's like, it's a committee of peers of
Right.
like 300 or so. I
Yeah.
forget how many it is.
Yeah.
And they pick.
Yeah.
And they pick the majority. So the
Right.
majority rules.
Which
And
makes
it's-
sense.
And he said very clearly, it's not based on numbers. It's not based on ticket sales. It's not based on anything in terms of commerce. It's
Right.
based on art.
I had
I
so many.
mean, it can be influenced by that. Because
Sure.
the people who
Sure.
are doing the voting can be influenced by the fact that like Taylor Swift had a crazy year.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be more likely to be like, well, let's look at her album a little bit more closely and then decide if it's
Yeah.
pop album of the year or whatever.
I heard a number of people who, once they heard that Taylor Swift won Album of the Year, that's what we'll talk about next, I suppose. They were like, "Oh, what? Like because she sold so many tickets?" I'm like, "No, because people like that album a lot,
Yeah.
man. Like, what? do
Maybe
you, what?
people like the album and that's why she sold so many tickets. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what? Like, I don't like that album, but that's not to say that like it's not a shock that that won Album of the Year
Yeah.
by any fucking metric. Yeah. So, do you want to do Record of the Year, or Album of the Year? Do you guys want to do a refresher on the difference? Because I had to do a whole refresher for all the people in that Discord server. I was like, they were like, "What's the difference between album and or record and song?" And I was like, "Well, really, record, album, and song are all confusing."
They're all very confusing. And I was talking with Heather about that last night. But in terms of when we started watching was when Jay-Z accepted his award. Did you guys see that clip?
His Dr. Dre
His
award,
Dr. Dre award.
which
Did you watch
I still
it?
think is funny. They introduced the Dr. Dre award and gave it to him last year. It was just like we made up an award for Dr. Dre,
it's
and
for
then
you.
now we're gonna reuse it, and now it's just people who are influential and that are great. Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense, but it's just very funny to me that they're just like, we made this award for you, and we're gonna name it after you. So we're giving you an award with your own name on it.
Dude, when Jay-Z's acceptance speech was unhinged.
Incredible.
Unhinged.
What a
Yeah.
great guy.
Watched it live on TV, and it was unhinged. He said,
You can't cut off the person you're giving the special like industry awards. to.
exactly. And he was like, I'm not going to quote him exactly, but he said things like, my wife has won more Grammys than anybody, and
Yeah.
she's never won Album of the Year. Think about that. It was just like,
Bro,
oh
you
my
said it
God.
yourself. Your wife has won more Grammys than anybody else. Move on,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. Yeah, what more do you want?
There is an aspect though where you're like, it does seem kind of
It
weird.
is very suspect.
It's
Yeah.
like that is a little weird.
And
Even
Taylor
though
Swift has
it
won
doesn't-
4 of
It doesn't
them.
mean to imply anything bad necessarily. I mean, he did, but
Well,
it doesn't
yeah,
have
the implication is racism.
to. Yeah, it doesn't have to mean that, but it is like kind of surprising
Yeah.
because you're like the odds at that point, like
But after he said that fact, and he was like, and some of y'all don't even deserve to be nominated.
I won't say
said
who.
I won't say who.
But yeah, that shit was so fucking funny.
he said that, and I was like, oh, I want to know like how long is the production delay on like the broadcast? Because like there's no way they let him keep talking after that, right?
Yeah. Oh, they did.
No, I know they
so
did.
Yeah.
funny. I loved that speech so much. Ugh. I like.
What was it? He was like, and his daughter used the drink out of the Grammys because they had so many of them, and it's
Yeah.
like that's kind of a dick.
Well,
move.
and he's like, and now
I get it,
and now
I
she's
get
got
it.
some of her own.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my God. Your dude, the validity of the Grammys is such that like the lack of validity is that your daughter has some. And she was barely old enough to speak when she got the Grammys.
Yeah,
it wasn't for singing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Right.
Like
It was
being
for appearing on
the
a
song.
track.
Yeah. I think that shit is so fucking funny. I think that it's hilarious that he did it. I think it's funny that Swifties are mad because it feels like it's a snub to Taylor Swift again. I think it's funny that like he's even just mentioning the fact that like there's a flaw in the system, and I'm like, hey bud, I don't know if you know this, but you're a part of like the greater music industry system.
Also, you're being given the award for being in the music industry.
Yeah, you're one of the biggest figures.
Yeah.
You programmed the Super Bowl halftime show.
I understand there are other implications, but man, like he missed the mark on a lot of that. I think.
Yeah.
It was
It was
so
tense
funny.
though. It was very tense to watch.
Yeah, I'm sure
it was really
yeah.
funny.
I'm sure it was tense to watch live.
Yeah.
Like everyone, that's one of those moments where it's like, what? Everyone, shut up, shut
It's
up,
like,
shut up.
where's this gonna go?
Did not expect Jay-Z to go off like that. Normally he's very composed.
It's incredible.
I feel like they give him that award though. That's his time to say that.
Yeah.
So
So, record, album, and song. When you look at the awards, like they're listed, that the top record, even though it's not the last one given, the top record or top album,
I didn't realize that.
top
It's-
award is record of the year.
It's the
Yeah.
top award, but it's not given last.
Not given
That's
last.
So weird.
Album is given last, but the most important
That
one
it makes it even more confusing.
Yeah, right. So, record of the year, as far as we understand, is for a single, basically, like a song.
A song.
But it goes to every person who is involved in the creation of that piece of music.
So
right?
that's where I was confused. I almost had it right.
Okay.
Because it's for engineers, producers,
goes to everybody. Yeah.
songwriters, and if you participated in that song, in
Yeah.
that record,
Yeah.
meaning a song,
Right.
then you get a Grammy.
So, for example, record of the year was won by Flowers, or by Miley Cyrus, and Kid
No, I think
Harpoon.
It's accurate to say it was won by the song.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
gets the thing.
Yeah.
There's however many people were credited, they make that many Grammys. And
Yeah. So the people who won are Miley Cyrus, Kid Harpoon, and Tyler Johnson, the producers. Michael Pollock, Brian, not gonna try. Mike Spike Stent, those are the engineers. Joe Laporta, the mastering engineer. So all of those people won a Grammy for that.
For a song,
For Flowers, yes.
which has been stuck in my head
Now,
since she performed it.
let's pause.
It's
So,
a good song,
did you guys
song.
watch the performance of Flowers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't it so funny when she's singing it? She goes, "You guys know this song, right?"
Yeah, you guys are acting like you haven't heard this song. She was just on top of the world.
She was.
It was so good.
It's also her first Grammy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
that's
Yeah.
the perfect time to call people out too.
Yeah.
I don't know if was that before or after she won.
I don't know.
It was
I think
after.
before, right?
It was after, really.
It was after, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think
If
that
it
was
was after, it's like all the more reason to be like, you guys know the fucking song. It
yeah.
just won.
This is
like,
song like record of the year. Come on.
so fucking yeah, absolutely incredible. And she sounded really good too.
yeah.
I thought she sounded. Really
She sounded incredible.
good. Yeah.
I think when I think about her not winning a Grammy, that blows me away. But when we think about all the hits that she's had, there really was a period of time after her first round of a bunch of hits. Maybe I'm getting this wrong, but it seemed to me like she made a couple of records that were not aimed at Grammy nominations. And things
Yeah,
like
probably.
they were more
Yeah.
experimental.
Yeah.
I think she was working with like I don't know, some band I can't remember the name of, but they're not at all.
I know what you're talking about.
Not
Yeah,
Flying
yeah.
Lotus, but I think it starts with an F. Anyway, she did a lot more experimental stuff, and then this is like feels like her first or second record back, where she's like really trying to do the pop thing, but in her own way.
Right.
Yeah.
The high production pop
I would
thing.
argue is not really chasing the Grammys either. It's just like
No.
she's
No.
like executing at such a high level with this.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 albums that
Yeah.
she's done.
So we'll move past, go to album of the year, which, as we said, was Taylor Swift, Midnights. Now
It's
for album,
You album. You're our album of the year.
You're the album
Yeah.
of the year.
Thank you.
You're not my album of the year. Sorry. I already said what mine was.
I'm not my own either. It's fine.
So now this, I guess the confusion here is that this does go to every single
This
person.
also goes
involved,
to everybody.
but it's
Yeah.
for the album, not just the quote unquote record.
Yeah.
The single.
Should be that it's a cohesive thing.
Yeah.
It not always is.
For the group of
but
songs, not just the song.
Right.
Now this, I'm gonna read this for
That's
you.
not
Dave.
always the case, but it's fine. Fuzzy line.
I'm gonna read this for you, Dave.
Okay.
I guess before I read it, like, what would be if you had like one potential gripe to say about Taylor Swift? What would that gripe be?
Oh. How do I pick one?
Pick one that's related to like maybe like her just her music, or like her related to her music.
Like you said, her related to her, like
Sure,
just
yeah.
related to her music.
Yeah.
The sound of the music, the lyrics, or I think
no.
she's. I think.
Not what I'm looking for, but go for
Oh man, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. I think she is incredibly shallow and on the surface.
it. Great.
In terms of artistic content.
Great.
And
None of this is what I'm looking for, but this is great still.
Yeah.
Just digging a hole.
and good for her.
What I'm looking for here is what I'm
I'm
looking
so
for
glad
is
we're not a famous podcast.
how
Just see the numbers rocket up.
Yeah.
All Swifties coming in to
Swifties.
find
what's
you.
her what's like the big thing people say about her music is that she
She
writes
writes
it
her own songs.
It's crazy here. There's a lot of people listed as who made this album.
Yeah, because
Now
she doesn't play her own
There
instruments.
are 2 songwriters, which is Jack Antonoff and her.
Oh yeah.
Or producers, I should say. But then, like the rest of the album, all the engineers, there's so many people, engineers, mixers, mastering engineers, songwriters. It's like it's.
Are you telling me she doesn't do all that by herself?
This is the thing. I'm all for like, yay, go Taylor Swift, she's amazing. But like
Yeah.
the whole thing of like she writes her own songs. First of all, why is that a thing we should be screaming about from the rooftops?
It's
I
not.
don't care if people have other people who write their own songs for them.
Yeah.
But like
if the song is good, that's good. Like
you can hear in her material that Jack Antonoff is all over that shit.
Yeah.
Jack Antonoff is all over her shit.
Especially his production.
Yeah.
yeah, but even some of the songwriting feels
For sure.
feels reminiscent of his.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of people who are listed here. I'm not going to read all of them, but there's a lot of people who won Album of the Year with Taylor Swift. And I don't remember all that she said for her acceptance, but she took her acceptance speech to at least say that she's announcing a new album.
No, that was
Oh, is that a different album?
that was the pop album of the year.
Oh, okay.
Because she tried to play the whole humble thing about I'm not going to win album of the year, so I'm going to announce it at pop album of the year.
Okay. Right. Well, regardless.
Which
I'm not going to win the second.
I don't know about
Yeah.
y'all, but that seems like a really shit thing to do.
I heard
Like super disrespectful to everybody else in the audience
Yeah.
in the field. Like
I heard
to
she-
win
you-
album of the
she's
year
done-
and promote yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or announce any new
Yeah.
album at the Grammys. Like you can do that at the VMAs. It's fine. Nobody gives a shit.
You could
But-
do it after the Grammys. You could go on social media,
or
and
you
go-
can do what
yeah.
she said she was going to do in the first place on the first day of your international tour.
Yeah,
That happened the day after, or 2
Right,
days after. whatever.
exactly.
Yeah. Wait
Yeah.
until then.
Yeah.
I found it really interesting that like I heard that she wasn't very like thankful or appreciative in her speeches. I only watched little snippets. I didn't watch the
No,
whole thing.
she
but-
was not. And on the best album one, she was like doing this fake like I can't believe it. Like as soon as you say you can't believe it, you're like, but you've won 3 before. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And she brought up Lana Del Rey.
Yeah,
What did she say?
She
And
dragged her up on
dragged her.
stage
Lana Del Rey
after
did
she
not-
lost against her.
Yeah. Lana Del Rey did
You gotta-
not
I'm
want to
surprised
go
you
up
haven't seen
there.
this.
No, I didn't see
clip.
this.
Dude,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
clip, no.
painful.
It is
and,
bad.
and she
That's
sits
so cool.
immediately. Lana Del Rey goes
And Jack
into
Antonoff
the back.
is back there with her, and
Yeah,
he's
she's, like,
like
in the
trying to get her
dark.
like, no, you can go off the stage. Like, it's
Yeah,
fine.
you
That's
don't have to fucking be here,
incredible.
Taylor.
I love
Yeah.
that. Well, and
There's a lot of stuff that I've seen like way too much about this. It's unfortunate.
Well, I watched it and I feel like I'm still going to get stuff wrong. So
is my
There was a bunch of stuff going around like the day after about
Yeah.
Taylor was apparently really drunk and like decided to announce her album without telling all of her team.
that's so cool.
So they were like, "Oh shit, she announced it. We got to post about it." Like,
Yeah.
I understand if you're on top of the world, you're on your massive tour, everything's going great, and you're excited to announce your album, you want to do it, but don't. It's a bad look to do that at the thing that's supposed to be about celebrating everybody else.
I would put that on. I would be okay with putting that on her PR team and the people who like may have helped her craft a speech. Because of
honestly,
the reason that she is
speech,
literally on top of the world.
Hearing
right
the
now.
speeches, it doesn't sound like anybody really helped her.
No, I know.
It
But
sounds,
I-
like
she's-
it sounds like they
herself,
wrote
man.
it sounds like they wrote a speech and then she's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna announce the album. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
and what's it called? Like something. I can only think of Dead Poet Society, and that's not what it is, but it's something close to that.
My captain, my cat. Oh, captain, my captain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I imagine if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, and Travis is getting interviewed, and they're like, "So how do you think the game went?" He's like, "The game was great. Taylor's new album is
Del
coming
Rey,
out.
come up here."
Yeah, Lana, come out here. Taylor's new album comes out in April.
Yeah, holy shit. That'd
Thanks
be
for
crazy.
celebrating the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I it wouldn't shock me if she was drunk. All like the performance footages that I watched was just like it would cut to her standing up and singing along to
Yeah.
everybody. I'm like, okay, go girly, be a good supportive person, I guess. But like, this is really awkward. This
Also
feels really
announce your
cringe.
album and make it about you. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. I don't know. It seemed like she was having a good time because like there's a ton of pictures of Boy Genius and her like all hanging out, and I'm like, I know Boy Genius was partying that night, so like,
There's more story behind that too. That is not good for her.
oh,
They were doing some interview where they got into like a really like not controversial but like emotional topic, and she came in the room and then was like, "Oh, we're taking photos now. I'm gonna put the Grammy on your head."
hell yeah.
Oh,
And all the members of Boy Genius are like, "No, what the fuck? Don't do this."
Well,
Like they're obviously like friends of her, and they
Yeah.
you know they're able to like switch to that, but it's like so like no awareness that like everybody is not here for you.
There was a great Boy Genius interview that I wanted to also read, which is she said, Phoebe Bridgers says, I have something to say about women. Did you guys see this one?
No.
She says, I have something to say about women. The ex-president of the Recording Academy, Neil Portnow, said that if women want to be nominated and win Grammys, they should step up. He's also being accused of sexual violence. So, and to him, I'd like to say, I know you're not dead yet, but when you are, rotten piss.
That's the
After they won.
anyway,
That's
I'd like
the
to thank the
interview.
Recording Academy.
that's the interview that they were doing, and then
That's the one?
Taylor ran in,
And then
was like,
Taylor
I just won a Grammy. Let's take photos.
Oh, dude, the people watching on the cameras were like, "Send Taylor in, send Taylor Swift in for a photo shoot," because there was a picture of the four of them, and Julian is totally covered up because they're
Yeah.
squeezing everybody
Yeah.
in. There's like a Grammy covering her face.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well, anyway, so no more Taylor Swift for now.
Yeah.
Song of the year goes to What Was I Made For? Billie Eilish and Phineas, and actually just the two of them. No one else, just
They
the two
write
of
their
them.
own song.
Oh my God,
So, so you guys watched the performance for this one? This is my one negative I have.
the performance of What Was I Made For?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Don't.
Nobody's talking
What?
about it.
Don't. I think she was sick. I think she was sick. They changed the key.
They lowered it.
They lowered it. and
I made for?
you should watch it. You should
Yeah,
watch it
I
because
do wanna watch
I could have potentially just watched it in a weird like state, but they lowered the key. She was more whispery than normal, and she was. It sounded like she was having a hard time. It sounded like she was sick.
Yeah.
It sounded like she was having a hard time hitting the notes. A lot of people were like, it was really emotional, and that I couldn't argue that point. But it definitely didn't come across to me as like, cool, Billie Eilish is. But the same thing to be said for Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, her performance, I was like, she's starting off really good. I like this. And then she goes to the high parts and I'm like, she doesn't. She didn't sound bad, but she did not sing them like she.
It wasn't the best performance of it.
No, not even close. And
Yeah,
it was.
that's so
and-
sad.
SNL
Yeah.
sounded better, and SNL normally doesn't sound good.
SNL notoriously sounds like shit.
Yeah.
All right, I got a
But her
sidebar.
performance of Vampire there sounded better.
I got a sidebar for 2 fucking seconds about SNL. Did you guys see Renee Rapp on SNL?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, all the Renee Rapp fans are like, fuck the SNL curse. Everyone just sucks because Renee Rapp sounded incredible because
Yeah.
she did.
Did she wait?
sound-
So did she host or did she
No,
just
she was
perform?
musical
She
guest.
performed.
Oh, okay.
She sounded insane.
Did she do songs from Mean Girls?
One from Mean Girls, one of hers.
Oh, okay.
And the Mean Girls one is the one she did with Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah.
They brought in another audio production crew for that.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
She sounded insanely good, and it's so funny. Like the massive fans who are like Renee Rapp beat the SNL curse. Like,
But I've been seeing lots of stuff about how she doesn't have a PR team. Is that true?
I don't know.
I've heard that.
It wouldn't shock me.
That's
That
why
would make
she's so
sense.
unhinged in
wouldn't shock
interviews
me.
and stuff.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
great. I like.
That's awesome.
We've gushed
I don't
about
know,
her enough.
It's
but
that's not the first time that's happened. Sometimes SNL does have good sound, and it's always because somebody brought in a different crew to run stuff.
Jack White's had really-
Jack White has done that.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters
Yeah.
did that once.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
And so I don't know who like on her team or who, maybe for all we know, maybe she was like, no, SNL sucks. Like pay somebody.
Yeah, I'm
to
not
make it
fucking doing
better. Yeah.
it was truly like, you got to watch it, Dave. You got to watch.
I can't wait.
No, yeah, they're both good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to watch both of them. They are incredible. She sounds so good. And
She should have
yeah.
been hosting too. Honestly,
yeah.
But she was
'Cause
hosting
she was
with-
in one of the sketches, or maybe two of them.
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, you could have double hosted. And,
Was
Yeah.
she, was she
these
with
guests.
Jacob Elordi? Was that who she
Yeah.
was with? Yeah, so it's just like two Gen Z stars at the same who are
I
both
don't know, yeah.
blowing up at the same time.
I don't know who the other person is.
Saltburn, you've seen that movie or seen about that movie?
Wait, what's his name?
He's in something else too.
Jacob
That's-
Elordi, I think he's in Saltburn, isn't he?
Was he the guy
He's
that played?
in Euphoria also.
Yeah. That too,
Oh,
yeah.
is he the guy that was in
He's in Saltburn.
Robert Pattinson's Batman? He played Joker at
No.
the end.
No,
You're
no,
thinking
no,
of
no.
a different guy
That's,
who's also
that,
blowing
that, that's
up.
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Barry
yeah.
Keoghan is in Saltburn, and Barry
Yeah, okay.
Keoghan's dick is all over Saltburn.
Really?
It's just like all over the place. Yeah,
Wow.
right.
uncomfortable movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. what that
Should have.
movie
They
is,
should have named
so.
it Uncut Gems.
Nice. Next award. Okay, yeah. So I like for the best song. I do want to say for all of these awards so far, like I think that what won made a lot of sense. I think we could talk for a while at Record of the Year, but Flowers was a massive hit,
Yeah, I
and
think that
it's,
makes
and
sense.
it's catchy as all fuck, and yeah, it makes sense. I think for Album of the Year, like there are albums I like more than Midnight's for sure, but Midnight's makes a lot of sense.
It's not a surprise.
No.
We gave our predictions or our hopes or whatever it was, and it's like
Yeah.
we probably would all prefer different stuff have won, but
Speaking of
It makes
Midnights,
sense.
I put headphones on. My wife and I bought a headphone splitter, and we just so we could listen to music together, and we put headphones in and listened to Midnights as long as we could.
Yeah.
I don't get it. This is what I want to say about it, and Taylor Swift in general. I don't think that she's bad.
Hold on, wait. Before you say anything else,
Your music's bad and you should feel bad.
Dude, I wish we could bring that to gigs. Like during the Dock of the Bay solo.
yeah.
That's-
You've
that's,
had enough of a solo now.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
if you hit a really cool spot, then just
Anyway, I don't think Taylor Swift's music is for me. I don't understand it. I don't get the appeal. I can't understand what's good about it.
the majority of her fan base is like young women. And,
Yeah.
and
But the Recording Academy is not.
sure, but like I think that Recording Academy aside, well actually I'll do that first. Jack Antonoff's production is for the Recording Academy. Jack Antonoff's
okay.
production.
I don't want to say that that's the only reason it won, but he is a big factor in her
Yeah.
success at the Grammys specifically. Not commercially or anything like that, but like his sound is what the Grammys want.
Yeah.
They've shown that by everything else that he's worked on that's been nominated and won. So
The mixing was cool, and the panning and some of the textures.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that revolutionary.
Now, at this point, for Swifties, first of all, what her lyrics speak to is for a lot of young women, and this is something that I think I've said on the show before, and I say this only as someone who's heard other like Swifties say this, and that is that her lyrics speak to what young women feel but can't put to words, and that
No wonder I don't get that.
well, sure.
I mean, there is an aspect to that, yeah.
But then at the same time, like there is like a lot of people who aren't young women who like her music and like her albums. And now to take a even further step back for Midnights, the Swifties have divin, whatever. They've gone so far off the deep end that they know every single Easter egg, every little thing. They're listening to the album like a MCU fan watches Marvel movies.
Yeah.
They're not listening all the time for the quality of the album. They're listening for like what is Taylor Swift gonna do on this, you know?
That's the perfect comparison. Taylor Swift's music is to like the Grammys what MCU movies are.
Sure. Yeah.
To movies.
Yeah, except MCU doesn't win Oscars, but
Sure.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean
yeah.
like
yeah,
Arguably,
Wonder
like,
why.
more
Yeah.
extreme though,
sure, yeah,
because I know that there are those references and stuff that everybody talks about.
yeah.
I don't, as a casual like listener, and you know, enjoy the most recent couple albums and stuff. Like, I don't understand what those references are. I don't get it. It's fine.
Do you
But
know what
some
her
people
favorite
go,
number is?
No.
13.
It is 13.
Nailed it.
See, you should understand the album better.
I know. Maybe I should go back.
Do you know which song always has like it's always supposed to be super emotional?
No.
So I believe it's always track 7 is always supposed to be
Oh,
like the
really?
most emotional song. I believe it's
That
track
seems
7.
like a weird superstitious thing. to
That
get
feels
into
like a
as an
throwback
artist.
to Britney Spears' discography
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
remember
yeah.
doing that deep
Right,
dive.
yeah. I believe it's track 7 is always it's either track 6 or track 7, I think. Is always supposed to be the most emotional one on the album. Now re-listen.
Okay.
I didn't make it 7 songs in. And I did the most boomer fucking thing about it too, because I was like, you know what?
Which thing? The headphone splitter or
Oh no! Shit. Well, she got cans. She got some nice headphones for
that's- yeah,
Christmas.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
wired.
Yeah.
So it was like, I want to use my in-ears because they're the ones I know the most.
I was gonna say like you guys could just like both have AirPods and just share play.
Yeah,
it.
don't headphone splitter me. don't headphone splitter shame
Or
me here.
crazy idea. Speakers.
Yeah, but
No,
no.
no.
All
right.
Dave is
You-
a headphone boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Headphones are different.
I understand they're different.
You can take more in.
I get that.
You can.
No, just the sentence of
You can take more in. When my wife and I are in bed.
nope, stop.
Okay.
Heather, stop him.
Anyway.
No, I understand headphones are different listening wise. I don't know if I agree with that with listening with other people. I guess
Oh, I see what
is
you're
my
saying.
thing. It's like to get into other recent stuff, the Apple Vision Pro stuff with the headset.
Dude.
Are you going to buy 2 of those so that you guys can both watch movies together?
I can't buy one of those.
Well,
not
pretend-
that I'm choosing not to. Let the record state.
Pretend you could. Would you buy 2 of those, or would you just buy a good fucking TV
I mean,
to watch with
that's-
other people?
I understand your
I would
point.
buy one
I see
and
your
never talk
point.
to Kara again.
Yeah. Just build a wall up wherever Kara is.
I don't have to build a
No, he
wall.
doesn't
The
have
Apple
to. You
Vision
just-
Pro sets
yeah.
a wall for me.
He's good.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's one of the apps is Build a Wall.
Yeah. Build a wall. Pay, what is it? $3,400?
Sure.
It's so expensive.
I don't know how much.
I
it
don't
is,
like
yeah.
that you knew that.
I mean, look, I was curious.
I don't know how. I don't
not
know how
a-
much.
I'm not
it is.
gonna
I've
get
just
one.
watched all the videos of people showing off what they've done on it.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about how much the wall cost.
No. God.
I don't like that you know how much
Yeah.
that costs.
Man, Dave has changed.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
really into building walls and pricing. No,
Yeah,
not even
let's-
building them. Pricing the
Just pricing them
materials.
out.
That's all I want to do.
Let's have a different talk after the
good
show.
hobby.
Let's
Yeah.
just make sure we're all okay. How
Yeah,
about that?
exactly. Yeah. How have we been?
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was I immediately was like, you know what album did win album of the year and deserved it? Beck's Morning Phase. And we put that on, and I was like, oh my god, what a different fucking sound.
Yeah.
And the textures and the warmth.
So you
So,
want,
I'm saying
you
that's
want
the
album
most
of the
boomer
year-
thing I did.
Okay, so
You want album of the year to be like new and groundbreaking.
okay,
I want it to be a complete work. I think To Pimp a Butterfly should have won album of the year.
Yeah.
I want it to be.
I don't think that's
complete-
a hot take.
No,
amongst,
I know.
But amongst
but,
amongst
yeah.
what was nominated, what do you think should have won album of the year?
okay,
I mean,
read-
out of the stuff this year, I think you have to
I'll-
read them.
I'll
but
read 'em, I'll
I
read
would
'em.
just
Yeah,
say
read
for
me them to me again.
I think John Baptiste's album.
I'll read them to you. Read them to you.
it doesn't work the
It
other way,
doesn't work the other
and I
way.
hate that.
Yeah. Okay, so John Batiste, World Music Radio,
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo, Guts, Boy Genius, The Record, SZA, SOS, Janelle Monáe, The Age of Pleasure, Lana Del Rey, not reading that album title again, Miley Cyrus, Endless Summer Vacation. Of that list, based on not like I think it's important to like you like the Beck album, right?
Yes, yeah.
But like imagine you didn't like the Beck album, you probably would still feel based on like the merits of the record
could
that
understand
it should
why it
win,
won.
right?
Yeah.
So what amongst these records should win if that's our
I would pick the John Baptiste record to be in the top 3.
okay?
I would also put I could see an argument for the Lana Del Rey record being in the top 3.
It's so boring.
It's so
It's boring, but it's well
slow,
done.
but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
because we then listened to some of that record, and I was like, all right, I get it, I understand.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know anything that she's talking about. I don't understand it. I don't know what she's saying. I know. No, that's fine. I understand every word.
You know what? No. You know what that sounded like? It sounded like when I put on metal for people who don't like metal. Like, I don't know what they're saying.
I don't know what they're saying, but I like it. I love that. Don't know what you're saying, but that's what I couldn't put it together. So I would still pick that over Taylor Swift's record.
Okay.
But I think honestly, Guts.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said
think-
John Baptiste, and then as soon as you were reading the list, I was like, oh yeah, but
I think it's a more complete work.
Yeah.
It's more dynamic. It's got
Okay.
more depth.
more, I would say, impressive.
Yeah.
especially career wise.
I was so
That's a fair point. Career wise, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
like the
yeah.
Midnight's feels just like
Sorry to cut you off.
it doesn't feel like an impressive like achievement of hers.
or a leap forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I would argue Folklore and Evermore were more deserving of winning album of the year because that is a different thing.
Album form.
Good job getting through that.
Yeah.
I would have stumbled
I-
all over
I
that.
almost did. I fixed it.
I'm for sure
It helps
biased
that I like
on
this
this.
album. So
I'm for sure biased on this, but I do think that the record should be high on the list for like competitors for record of the year. It should or for album of the year. It should have been. I think that as it was a cohesive work. I think that the way that all the songs came together, it just felt like an album versus like kind of I don't know. When I listen to the Lana Del Rey stuff or most of this, like not most of it, but I listen to Lana Del Rey and Taylor Swift, I'm like, I get what they're doing, but I'm not getting anything out of this.
Yeah.
I see what they're getting out of it though.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that. Look, I don't think that you should be able to listen to any of these albums once and make a fair judgment.
Yeah.
I think that album of the year should be something that not necessarily you have to fight to enjoy it, but it should have enough depth that you don't get it on the first listen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That you don't necessarily go, oh yeah, I got it.
right, I think John Baptiste's album is a perfect example of that.
It's impossible to get it on the first one. It's so
Yeah,
long.
and dense.
Right.
Yeah.
Even as
Yeah.
a fan of his,
Yeah.
and even liking long albums, that like at the end I was like, I don't know if I liked that,
Yeah.
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 and it turns out I did. But
It's the Lil
It
Wayne
is a
guitar
perfect
solo.
example.
That's
That's
what
the
it is
reason
for me.
he
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
I watched it. Did you watch that documentary about him? He and
No,
his,
I
he
still
and
haven't yet.
his wife. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my god, dude, it's really
what,
it's worth
American
watching.
Symphony?
Yeah.
yeah.
I should note, and I'll tell you guys who it is later, but I know his guitar player now.
Oh, wow,
His live guitar player.
wow,
His live guitar player is a Dallas guy.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll tell you who it
I
is later.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll tell you who it is later. I think it's new, like it
was gonna say,
happened,
not-
happened for this tour.
Okay, so not
That's
not
so
the guy
cool.
who was
But-
on like the Late Show,
But played with him on the Grammys like this last week. He was on stage with him at the
Oh, cool.
Grammys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so now I want to do the same thing, but for Song of the Year.
'Kay.
So Billie Eilish won. I think that is pretty like
I mean,
yeah,
that
that
makes
makes
sense.
perfect
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But it's up against some pretty like heavy hitters.
really good stuff.
Vampire, Kill Bill, Flowers, Dance the Night, also from Barbie.
Yeah,
Butterfly, Anti-Hero, and A&W. I think it's up against some heavy hitters. I think it makes sense that it won, but like I think that that's one of those ones that's like a number of these could have won. It would have been fine. I think I would have been happier if Taylor Swift took Anti-Hero on that one, because Anti-Hero to me is a banger more than Midnight's as an album is.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her winning pop album of the year, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
totally
on
makes
that
sense.
list
Yeah.
of competitors there.
Yeah.
I think I'm surprised that Dance the Night was in that.
So it's such a fucking banger.
Great song.
Yeah.
Hate playing it. I hate playing it. I think honestly for me it's like I think they're all great songs.
Yeah.
I know What Was I Made For the most
Yeah.
and connect with that one the most. So I'm like, oh, I'm glad it won.
Yeah.
That's it though. I mean, I don't really know the other songs that well.
Sure.
I will say, for me at least, I think it's kind of a shame Olivia Rodrigo didn't win any of these. She's up against a lot of really good competition, but the album is really fucking good.
A lot of
So-
people felt a similar way that like she, especially after her performance, I think she did
Yeah.
well. It just wasn't her best performance, but like after her performance, and
Well,
still
you
doing,
don't judge
like,
on that.
Yeah,
But
still-
imagine someone Sorry, Hagen. Imagine someone doing a good enough performance that the people in the back are like, well, oh, okay, scratch that out.
Just be like, oh, shit.
Olivia Rodrigo.
After her performance, people were happy. Like they were like, wow, she crushed it.
Yeah.
You can listen to it and find flaws in it, which is kind of what I guess what I was doing. But
That's what we all do.
Yeah, that's what we all do. But people were like, wow, like she did a great job. She didn't win anything. That's kind of crazy. I want to real quick. We can kind of do this. We can start to call it soon. We can keep going. I'm good either way, but I do at least want to go over best new artist with everybody because I think we had a pretty solid guess of who would win, and we were dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
What did we guess?
I think most of us agreed that Noah Khan would win.
Yeah, it was Noah Khan, Phineas,
Phineas wasn't up this year, all right?
and Janelle Monáe.
I don't remember what I said.
So
But I don't know who the person is that you just mentioned.
The
so I don't
nominees
think
were
that's who I
Victoria
picked.
Monet, Jelly Roll, The Warren
Victoria,
Treaty,
I said Janelle Monáe.
Noah Khan, Coco Jones, Ice Spice, Fred again, and Gracie Abrams. And I think at least Dave and I agreed Noah Khan.
Yeah.
I felt really confident he was going to win up to him losing.
It felt like there was going to be, he was kind of like a Grammy sweetheart with the way that his year was
The
shaping
way
up.
that just, yeah. And Victoria Monet won.
Yeah.
I got a text from friend of the show, Mallory, like, I fucking told you. And I've been meaning to listen to the album since, but I haven't listened to it yet. But yeah, Victoria Monet, big. I think she also won some R&B, like one of the R&B awards
she
as
won
well.
something else.
Yeah, so big like surprise sweetheart of the Grammys would be Victoria Monet. So I listened to
that was a
a
good
little
album,
bit,
too.
but
Yeah.
yeah, we listened to some whenever we were like going through everything. So and it was cool. So I definitely want to listen to more of it. But I do want to at least mention like, you know, hey, go listen to this.
Yeah.
Because everything else is kind of like, yeah, it makes sense. Like this one, the best pop duo group performance, there was literally no other option except for the winner, and that was SZA featuring Phoebe Bridgers.
That's an ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the other option would have been Taylor Swift featuring Ice Spice, but like the SZA featuring Phoebe Bridgers song was really good. So
That was the one where there was not, it didn't seem like there was a crazy amount of Phoebe on it.
until like later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, there she is.
Yeah, for sure. So we can go through more of these if we want to. I'm down to keep going through some of this stuff, but I feel like we hit the big ones.
I mean, what are the other like categories we care about? Maybe.
What was jazz solo of the, no, don't look that up.
Like I know,
I'm not even gonna
I know
finish
Killer
that
Mike won his.
Oh, we're
album
talking
of
about
the year.
Poor Killer
getting,
Mike.
Yeah, getting arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting thing is that like a lot of people were like, yeah, he got arrested. Like that's crazy. That sucks. It does suck.
Mm-hmm.
But like apparently there's like footage of him assaulting people in the crowd, assaulting a guy in the crowd.
Yeah.
So like him getting arrested, they were like wait.
That's what should happen.
Yeah, they were like wait till he gets his award, and then
arrest him.
yeah, that's exactly what
I
happened.
wonder.
That should have happened to at the Oscars the other year.
Yeah.
I mean, this feels really weird to say, but I wonder what the person did to provoke Killer Mike.
I mean,
I feel really bad
No,
saying that,
I
but
think that's a valid
he
question.
seems like a very composed,
He's
very articulate,
very level-headed,
like a scholar
Yeah.
that has his finger on the pulse of like society
and isn't
like,
gonna like make a scene. At
does
the
not want to
award
provoke
show.
the police.
No, yeah. But yeah, so there's I haven't seen the footage, but there's apparently footage of him assaulting someone in
Yeah.
the crowd, and that's why he got arrested.
Yeah.
So, but that's after he won every rap award.
Yeah, exactly.
He won everything.
I'm surprised it wasn't Run the Jewels and it was just
Just Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
do you
Andre 3000 was on one of the songs.
They didn't have an album come out.
I know. I just didn't know.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
No, his album's actually it is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I don't
that
doubt
song
that.
with Andre 3000 is probably the best song of the year. Like,
Wow. Damn.
like in terms of like especially unexpected.
Shut up.
Just came out of nowhere.
What's wrong with you?
Can we put that sound on the board?
I don't want to grab it. I'd have to grab it. If you grab it, then yeah. I'll put it
Yeah,
on the
I'll
board.
grab
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you know how to
Yeah.
do that, right?
Yeah. I'll get it to you in 6 to 8 months.
So producer of the year, Jack Antonoff. Dude,
Do you have the most like nominations too? Is that
can we be done with him? I'm done. I'm done with Jack Antonoff. I'm over it. I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever get it.
There's that one song he had with Bleachers.
Yeah, that like
I
dance
thought that
hit.
was that was great.
That was super great.
Only because it reminded me of Better Times.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah. Other things we care about. There's all this dance stuff. We talked about Boy Genius 1 a lot. We should
Yeah.
mention Boy Genius 1 3, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
that's great.
I'm sad I didn't get into that record earlier.
It's just really great to see like they announced their hiatus 2 days before the Grammys.
Yeah.
That's just amazing.
I don't say the album's good. I just don't really it doesn't click for me. I don't go back to it.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's great that they won all these awards of like
It's so great.
This like basically feels like a random project that they did for a while, and it's like, this is awesome. We're having a fun time. And then
Yeah.
oh, by the way, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. We're gonna go do our old like they announced hiatus. People were sad, and it's like, guys, they were originally solo artists.
Yeah, exactly.
They were successful solo
And
artists
this,
before
this was also always supposed to be a one-time thing. I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
I think it's good. I think it's gonna be a thing they do
Like
whenever
pick it up.
they want to.
Yeah, pick it up when
Yeah.
you want to. It's gonna be like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Whenever they want
Yeah,
to make a new album, that's
exactly.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Kurt,
So
I've been watching that show a lot. lately.
I'm very happy that they took home a lot of stuff and especially like they beat Metallica in best rock performance. That's pretty sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty
Well
sick.
deserved.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you are.
No, you got it.
No, you are.
No, you are.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's like people are. I would hate to be in one of their solo projects because I would forever just be like, "Is this? Are we gonna tour? Are we?
Yeah, is
like,
this it?
Is this it? Or are they gonna make another Boy Genius for another year and a
Crazy. It's
half?
like we
and-
know someone who's
Yeah,
in one of their
exact-
solo projects.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the three artists, just to widen the pool so nobody can narrow it down.
We know the drummer
We
for
know.
one.
Hold on, you narrowed the pool.
I did because it's still hard to find out.
Yeah, it is.
Also, like, I mean, I feel like it's okay to say the drummer got a shout out at the Grammys.
Oh, that was so cool.
yeah, like the person we know who's a friend of ours.
Yeah, I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah, the reason we know him is hilarious. Also, like
Yeah.
for especially like Grammys, I'm like again, I actually won't say that, but did you see who won large jazz ensemble album?
No.
It's the Count Basie Orchestra, directed by Scotty Barnhart.
Oh wow.
Does that mean anything to you?
I wonder if that's Gary's brother.
Hi,
Of the famous
Gary.
Barnhart
Barbershop.
Shout out Gare Bear.
Yes, a big
Uh,
shout out.
No, that means nothing to me. I mean, the
That's so
Count Basie
funny.
Orchestra, sure, it's an
Yeah,
institution.
exactly right. Yeah,
But like Count Basie's been dead for a long time, and
winning Oscars.
Yeah, my bass professor played in Count Basie's band,
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
so it's like, yeah, okay, that's cool.
It's personal to you.
It's
What's-
very
What you're saying?
personal. Yeah,
What's the award for like best song from a movie? What do you know what the award's called?
I don't know.
I have
Is it
to
not
just
the
keep
Barbie one?
scrolling. No,
like
no.
original motion picture.
Oh,
You're talking about
maybe,
like
yeah,
score?
No,
No, you're talking
not
about the
score.
song.
Let's see. I'll do a motion picture and see what pops up. I'm trying to
or
find.
original soundtrack.
Yeah, maybe it's that.
Which song from
that's
Barbie
instrumental
won?
composition? I don't. I
Or
must
was
have-
it Brian Eno from Oppenheimer? I don't know that Brian Eno's worked on that.
He
I
did
just-
not. He did not do
for
that.
Oppenheimer?
Why did I say Oppenheimer?
Yeah, you said
Yeah, you
Oppenheimer.
did say
yeah.
that.
I don't, dude.
Also, Oppenheimer did win
That is
something.
that's the score that won.
Oh,
Is Ludwig Göransson?
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
composer. He's I don't know how many has he had now. He's had like 4 years in a row, I think, of winning.
Oh, really?
So he's fucking killing it.
Well,
Wow.
I will say that
Either between the Grammys or the Oscars, best score. One of those he's won every year. So.
the best thing about like that score is that like so Oppenheimer came out like a month after the Flash movie.
it's
came
pronounced
out.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. The best part about that score was that it came out like a month after The Flash did. And the score was so much better than The Flash that they took scenes from The Flash of him running and put the Oppenheimer score underneath, and it was better than the score that was made for the Flash movie.
Oh, man.
Yeah, anything to make that movie better, please. Yeah, there was some. I'm not gonna find it. Although, okay, this is funny.
Best song written for a visual medium.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
It was What Was I Made For?
Barbie, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Barbie.
Oh my God.
Honestly, that's kind of amazing that a song from Barbie won just by like splitting the vote.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
so fucking
Like,
funny.
But that's it's Mark Ronson.
it's just yeah,
that
Mark
is the
Ronson,
song to
Yeah,
win.
Mark Ronson got them all.
Even though Mark Ronson had nothing to do with What Was I Made For.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes it actually funnier that that's the one that won.
So I think we could talk about the Grammys forever and all the performances and everything. The Tracy Chapman performance.
So have you guys looked up the facts on like how the success of Luke Bryant's cover of that?
No.
So he kept all the words the same. They asked him if he wanted to change any of them, like his managers and stuff, and he's like, "No, she's one of my favorite songwriters, so no, I want to do it justice. I want to do it exactly as it is."
Yep.
Because of that, she got songwriting credits, and she won 2 country music awards. The first black female artist, if not the first black artist, to win a country music award.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very surprising.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's in the first couple of months of him releasing that single, she made over $500,000 in royalties.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And that performance is so sweet
It's so
because
sweet.
he learned every inch of her vocal.
Yeah.
And he's singing it and smiling along with her. And there's a fuck ton of, there's like 6 verses in that song.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long song.
I found the performance to be very sweet. I found
It's
it
so
very
sweet.
heartwarming.
Yeah.
And then we talked about this a little bit, but the Joni Mitchell performance, her first time at performing at the Grammys, right?
Yeah, first time performing at the Grammys. Her second or third time performing since she had a massive stroke.
Oh, sorry. I want to take 2 steps back. Miley Cyrus only performed Flowers twice before the Grammys.
Really?
Moving forward.
Holy shit.
Found that interesting. Okay,
Wait,
before I
what
forgot.
do you mean only performed twice?
Only performed Flowers
Live.
twice. That's what I read. I read that
Wow.
she only performed Flowers twice.
Okay.
That's
And
why nobody
then-
in the audience knew the
That's why I
song.
didn't do it. Yeah.
Does she not go on tour?
I guess not. I guess
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
I read that. I think it was on the Grammys website or like an article, like a New York
Yeah,
Times thing about it.
one
but-
of them was for her Disney. Oh, live. Okay,
Yeah,
so she did
live,
that
yeah.
Disney performance DVD thing. Not DVD, Disney.
But was Flowers on that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She played it on a rooftop.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
That's one of the 2 times.
so
maybe.
tell the Joni Mitchell story you told me if as long as you're comfortable with it.
I'm totally comfortable with
Okay,
it,
yeah.
and I wanted to tell this anyway. I was worried we were gonna run out of time. Joni Mitchell hasn't really done any performances in a long time. She also had a stroke and had to relearn how to talk and walk, let alone how to sing. And then she started having these jams at her house with like the people from Dawes and like all these really great songwriters and musicians. And then they started doing they did the Joni Jam at the Newport Jazz Festival, I think it was.
It's just good that rolls off the tongue so well. Joni Jam.
The Joni
That's
Jam.
good.
Yeah,
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
So anyway, then they released that Newport Jazz Festival performance, and on it was this song, "Both Sides Now," Joni Mitchell's song, and then it was Christopher. What's his? Trevor Noah. Christopher.
Yeah.
I was like Christopher Nolan. Trevor Noah was hosting the Grammys, and he was like, "Our next presenter is blah 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 blah. Here to introduce our next performer is Brandi Carlile." And I was like, "Oh shit!
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Joni Mitchell." I didn't know Joni Mitchell was going to perform. No idea. And I was like, "Oh, if it's Joni Mitchell, this is going to be so beautiful." And then Brandi Carlile was like, "Our next performer is recovering from a stroke." I was like, "Oh fuck, it's Joni Mitchell." And then I was like, "I hope she doesn't perform Both Sides Now because I am not ready for this." And then Brandi Carlile was like, "And now performing Both Sides Now." And I was like, "Oh my God." I immediately started crying. And then within 2 seconds of her singing, I was crying, like tears pouring out of my eyes. I was so uncontrollably emotional about it. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I didn't cry that much when members of my family passed away.
You don't say that.
I did.
you don't say
I just did.
But
So if you were at the Grammys, they would have the camera.
They
on
would
you.
have had
Yeah.
to put me in the same car as Killer Mike because I would have been causing a scene.
Yeah.
I
did Brandi Carlile perform with her?
sat next to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Was Collier with them too?
Jacob Collier was
Yeah.
there. He played piano.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And he was taking liberties too. He was
Yeah.
doing his stuff.
He was doing Collier stuff, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Blake Mills, Ian said, "I don't know how I feel about that one, Dave."
Yeah, someone had to fucking say
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah, where's my wife?
We can't, but
That's a joke. Anyway,
Good save.
Blake, thank
Nice.
you. Blake Mills played fretless guitar.
Wow.
It was weird. And then there she is. He was sobbing. It was sweet. I was like
You have like snot coming out your nose.
yes.
Like,
And my dog was looking at me like, "Bro, are you okay? What the hell is going on with you?" And then it was over, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm not ready for that. I can't hear that ever again."
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Incredible.
it got me.
And yeah. So,
And then I forget who the performer was next. I think it was Travis Scott. It's like, and our next performer, and it was because Travis Scott had Astroworld, right? Yeah, so it was him, and it was auto-tune, and it was horrible, and
that's so fucking
there was like
funny.
pyrotechnics, and I was still wiping tears from my face.
I saw a clip of this, and it was like not
Not
just
good.
pyrotechnics. It's like a big empty space with just him bouncing around like he doesn't know what he's doing.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Wow.
It was bad.
Super bizarre.
It was bad.
especially looking at all the other performances being like really pretty good.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
at least like
I watched Dua Lipa's too, and that was really good too.
I didn't see that one yet. I'm going to go back and
that
watch
was the
like
opening,
all of them.
and
Yeah.
she walked through the crowd for like the start of it. It was
Oh,
super cool.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is really hard to go find these videos because I guess the Grammys doesn't want
They're
you to
all
see them.
on the Grammys website.
Yeah.
There, you have to go to Grammys.com, and they're all there.
Videos and you can watch
Didn't
all
even
of
occur to me.
Yeah.
them.
No. But you're right. I
get it.
Serious.
But you're right. They don't want.
Why would they
that's
not put them on
funny.
YouTube
They,
to
right.
like, make
they
money?
don't. They don't. They want you to find it only on their website. That's it.
I'm
That's it.
usually somebody who's very understanding of like you should go to the website for the thing and
Yeah.
do the thing at the website.
Yeah.
Like restaurants that don't have a website and they have a Facebook page or whatever. That's bullshit. But like put them on YouTube. That's where videos are. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, for real.
But that's where the videos are.
Where the videos are.
I can't get it on there.
Yeah.
So I think that about covers are
Yeah.
Grammys. We can always retouch on some things if we want to later, but I think about covers are Grammys. I think we should talk about what we're listening to.
Oh, goodness.
Did you forget about that?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Honestly, I can say I don't think there's anything musically that I want to necessarily shout out.
There's nothing new that came out that you wanted to talk about.
No, and I feel like you're. No.
Okay.
I know you're talking about the Smile
Yeah.
record, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
We're gonna talk about how I totally ignored the first album apparently and hadn't listened to it.
At all?
I apparently.
Oh man.
Maybe I said I had on the
Wait.
show, but I don't remember listening to
Oh,
that
really?
album. I listened
Crazy.
to the first album again. I was like, I've never heard this.
It's really good.
It's both really good.
But yeah.
Both?
Both. Throw me off. I have only been listening to podcasts.
Wow.
I
Who is he?
just got like, what am I, a podcaster? I got so hooked, and now I've listened to as many episodes as I could of Rick Rubin and Malcolm Gladwell's podcast.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's called Broken Record, and Conan O'Brien needs a friend because he's got a lot of great interviews on his podcast.
Honestly, it's just really killing it right now.
Yes,
And
then
when I say now, I mean like the last like 5 years. But
yeah, it's really good. And then I'm excited to listen to the new Idols record.
Nice.
Comes out either
comes out
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I haven't been listening to any new music at all. I have been like really I don't know, listening to a lot of like the same old kind of stuff. I also binged all of This Is Us while I was sick.
You poor man.
I'm fine. It's fine. It's not a big
You weren't
deal.
even sick.
I was kind of sick.
Yeah, but-
I had COVID. The test
Yeah.
said I was
How,
sick.
how many episodes is that?
It's a
I thought
lot.
That's a lot.
It's 6 seasons. Almost every season is 18 episodes.
He started
it's
it
a little over
before
100
he
episodes.
tested
yeah, that's
positive.
a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I started right before I tested positive, and I tested positive, and I
Okay.
was like, I'll watch all of it. And
That makes more sense.
I almost finished all of it before I tested negative. When I had to go a little bit past, but it was great. That's not my suggestion for everybody though. I've said this before on the show. I will say it again. Silent Planet's album last year, Super Bloom, is truly fucking incredible. As a metal album, it is one of the best metal albums I have heard in a long time. It kind of took me a while to kind of really take in every single piece of it. If you want like really great textures, if you want really good atmospheric stuff, if you want breakdowns, if you want lyrics, if you want, it's all there for you. I didn't go see them last Sunday live, and I kind of regret it. Mostly I didn't go because all they were playing was this new album. Not to say this new album's not good enough to see live. I just was like, I don't know if I want to just like take my Sunday
You don't just only see that.
and just go see. Yeah. So, but for anyone who is any sort of a metal fan, I like could not. If you're metal adjacent, like go listen to this album. It is truly incredible. And then one of the openers for them, I didn't listen. As I said, I didn't go, but I went and checked out this band called Thornhill. I've listened to them before, but they released a single called Viper Room, and it's like Queens, Royal Blood, and metal.
Wow.
It's cool as hell.
Sounds like a good combo.
So that's their single. I don't know when the album comes out, but great single, Viper Room by Thornhill. Really good stuff.
Cool.
So The Smile.
Yeah, which I listened to the new album and I was like, I like this. It's pretty good. It's like a new Radiohead album basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't know how I missed it, but apparently I didn't listen to the first one. 'Cause I was like, I think I'll probably listen to that. I probably liked it. Went and listened to it. I was like, I honestly don't think I have heard those songs before.
That song that's a panic attack's really cool.
Oh yeah. I forget what it's
That
it's like.
freaked my cat out.
Something about
Freaks
it.
me out,
yeah,
man. What the? Yeah.
something about guardrails or something like that.
Unimportant. Doesn't matter.
Friend of a friend. It's called Bending Hectic.
Yeah,
that's
no
the one
more,
we listen
no
to
more.
on Fun Fridays.
No more.
Friend of a Friend is one of the singles they have the music video for. Have you seen it?
No.
It's the premise of the music video is the band The Smile, which is Tom York, Johnny Greenwood, and I forget the drummer's name, which is probably how a lot of people talk about The Smile.
I was gonna say it's Radiohead.
Yeah, it's basically Radiohead.
Yeah.
And they're in a elementary school classroom, and there's kids in the bleachers getting ready to watch Radiohead play The Smile play this song. And it's a Wes Anderson music video. And then when they get to like a part of the song, all these lights start going off and going crazy. And the kids they look so fucking bored. And it's worth a watch. It's
Okay,
wonderful.
That's great. I love
This is
that.
music my dad would listen to, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Incredible.
But eventually the kids are like smiling and kind of like into it a little bit.
Oh, the smile.
Yeah, The Smile.
Yeah.
You know what we didn't do?
Introduce ourselves.
I was about to say. I think that means we've made it as an adult podcast now.
Morning. Welcome to Dopey the Artist. I'm Hagen.
Dave.
I'm still Adam.
You guys got anything else you want to say?
No, it's
All
good to
right,
be
awesome.
back.
Good to be back. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube right now, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. All those things help us on YouTube. If you're listening, subscribe, follow, whatever podcast app you're using. These things also help us a lot, and you get to know when we release a new episode right when it comes out. If you're on social media, DFTA Podcast on Instagram, Don't Feed the Artist on TikTok, do all that stuff. It helps us a ton. If you have any show topic suggestions, you want to say hi, anything at all, drop us a DM on those socials or email us at feedback@don'tfeedtheartist.com. Is there anything else?
No.
Great. So we'll be back. This is we're happy to be back. We'll be doing our regular, but we are shifting to Wednesdays. Yes,
Yes.
shifting
Yeah.
to Wednesdays is
Yeah.
the normal. I know it's Thursday right now.
As soon as we shifted to Wednesdays, it was like it was my fault for the record, but it was like, guys, I can't do this Wednesday.
Well, you
Like,
said
shit.
you could have, and I was like, we'll just go.
Yeah.
We just won't do it super late. We'll do it on Thursday. It's fine. But we are shifting to Wednesdays as a permanent day for the live stream for the main show, and then,
And then podcast feed audio episodes on Fridays, probably.
yep, that
Yeah.
sounds great. And then
And probably Patreon episodes on Friday.
yep, that also sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And then I'll ask you now. You want to do Fun Fridays tomorrow?
I'm trying to make it happen.
Okay. Trying to make it happen.
It's a thing.
You can tell me about
All
it
right.
later.
If Idols comes out with their new album tomorrow, assuming we had the right date.
Yeah, it's either this Friday or
think
next
you have
Friday.
to,
I think
yeah.
it's this Friday.
Okay.
I think so too.
So,
I hope so.
either this week or next week, we are back with Fun Fridays with me and Dave. So come hang out here on YouTube and also on Twitch. We'll have the Twitch thing all up and running as well. So we'll have both. Also, do you guys see that YouTube? You can now do YouTube Shorts live stream. So it's basically like a
Does it just
TikTok
cut you
Live. No, it's a TikTok Live competitor. So it's a vertical only medium, and it's how TikTok Live works. Only vertical, and it's just that's the only difference. That's
I
it.
hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, super weird. So maybe we'll be on YouTube Shorts live as well. We'll see.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, thank you guys so
Idols
much.
album is next week. I'm sorry.
Dang
We just
it.
ruined our
Get
whole week.
fucked.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Fuck off!